The initial release of CRM for tablets introduced apps for Windows 8 and iPad. This release includes an app for Android tablets. Because each app uses the same HTML5 layer, the functionality available within the app is almost identical to what is available in the Windows 8 and iPad apps. It is important to understand the requirements for this app. The Android app requires Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online Spring 14 or Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013 Service Pack 1. Any previous versions are not supported. The 4 specific devices and their tested operating systems are listed in the chart shown here. Using an Android tablet or operating system other than the combinations listed has not been tested and is not officially supported. Always refer to the latest version of the implementation guide for the currently supported devices and operating systems. The other important thing to understand is that Android 4.4 is not currently supported. If you install the Android app on 4.4, you'll see the following error message when you try to use it. So as mentioned earlier, each of the different apps that are available for Windows, Android, and iPad are mostly the same as far as functionality. One thing that is slightly different with the Android app is the scrolling experience. So the thing to be aware of with the Android app scrolling is that as compared to Windows and iPad, what you see on those devices is you are able to press your finger on the device, keep it on there and move it from left to right, and it'll scroll with you. That doesn't become available with the Android app. You still can use the flicking or the swipe gesture to touch your finger and quickly move it to the left or right. That'll work, but pressing and holding and keeping it there doesn't work the same. And one thing that's there to help with that experience are some new buttons. So you'll notice here on this screenshot, there's a button in the lower right where if I touch that button, it'll move me to the right-hand side of the screen. So you can see in this screenshot that there is stuff that's over on the right-hand side that I'm not fully seeing. So it's giving me a hint that there's stuff over to the right that I can scroll to. If I press that button, what it's going to do is it's going to move me over to the right. And you'll see after you've done that, you'll now see that there's stuff to the left. So there will become a button on the lower left-hand side for you to go back. So depending on which side of the screen you're on, you'll either see a button on the right or left, or if you're in some sort of middle area, you might see buttons on both sides indicating that you have the ability to scroll to the left or to the right. So that's one little difference to be aware of with the Android app. Each of the different apps that are available for CRM for tablets has the ability to capture logging. The way that you enable that logging is slightly different on each of the different apps. The way you do this on the Android device is you'll see an option on the welcome screen where you enter in your URL. So when you see this ... you can touch that and you'll see an option to enable logging. You can just tap that checkbox, it's enabled, and then you can go and reproduce your issue and view the log files like we'll see later. So one thing you might be wondering is, well, how do I get to this if I'm reproducing some sort of issue after configuration? In that case, you could sign out using the new sign out option, get back to this screen, enable logging, and reproduce that issue. Then you might be wondering, well, how do I disable logging? The way that happens is as soon as you close the app, it's automatically disabled. So you could reproduce your issue, capture that logging, and then close the app to stop the logging. Next time you open it up, it'll be disabled. So now that you know how to enable logging, you need to understand how to locate the files to be able to open them. There's 2 different options. A lot of the devices that are in the market include a file manager app that's pre-installed on the device. So you could use that app to browse the files that are on there and locate the MS-CRM folder that's at the root of the storage. Or the other option is you could choose to connect through a USB to your computer. Once you'll do that, you'll see an option for your device listed underneath your PC. And once you browse that, you'll see an MS-CRM folder, and within that you'll be able to locate the different log files that are available.